Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, as usual, I have to invite you in on what? In on being a part of this community and a part of this tribe. Let me tell you, we are the best on these internet streets, and I am not just bragging. I am not. If you don't believe me, go in the comments, talk to someone. I promise you, you're going to be impressed and you're going to want to be a part of this community. And when that happens, you know what you need to do? Go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and I do that quite often. Also, give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. I'm telling you, we go back and forth. We do. Also, I just want to give a big thank you to all the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Let me tell you, it helps so much. So thank you. Also, over there in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you'll be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look over there in the other corner. That's our super thanks. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have a couple of shout outs. We do. First up is Christina Nariho. I hope I got that right, Christina. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for seeing something in my channel and saying that you want to support it. It means so much to me. And I appreciate it so very much. I am thrilled to have you as a part of this community. Also, Beverly Jackson, 6875. Beverly, thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being a ride or die. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for supporting the channel. It means everything. It does. And most of all, what really means everything, that you are a part of this community. All right, y'all, I'm going to play something and then we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I just want to give another quick thank you to Christina Naviho and Beverly Jackson, 6875. Thank you so much for the super thanks. Thank you for the support, but most of all, thank you for being here. That right there is everything. All right, y'all, let's get to what we need to get to, and y'all know when I am putting the read together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have been doing today. I have been on a lot of social media platforms. I went over to Instagram. I went to TikTok, not for long. I was just in it for a minute. And then I went to Blue Sky. I did not get a chance to go to Spoutable. I did not. And I think that is it, except y'all know I have to go to my favorite spot. And that would be X, formerly known as Twitter. I lovingly call it the sewer. So yes, I did make a lot of different spots today. And let me tell you, we have a lot to talk about. We do. But I'm not going to hold you long because like I said, today's Sunday. I have been so busy. I know y'all have been busy. So we are going to get this done. We're going to chit-chat for a moment, and we're going to kiki for a moment, and then we're going to go to bed. At least I am. At least I am. All right, first up, I want to put this up. And this particular squatty posted this opinion piece by Christopher Boozy. And y'all are never going to guess where this opinion piece was published. None other than Newsweek. Yes, Newsweek published an opinion piece of Christopher Boozy about our Duchess. And let me tell you, Christopher Boozy went in. He absolutely detailed everything. And it is so delicious. If you have the opportunity, go over there and read it. And the title of this masterpiece is The Vicious Campaign Against Meghan Markle Must End. And like I said, Christopher goes in. He does not leave anything out, and he doesn't leave anybody out. I'm telling you, it was so delicious. It's so delicious. Like I said, if you have the opportunity, go over and read this article because it is so delicious. It absolutely says everything that needs to be said. Christopher do not pull any punches. He drags the people who needs to be drugged. I'm telling you, it is everything. And the squatty that posted this said this: anyone who dares to publicly defend her becomes a target themselves. Where is the lie? Where is it? Because we all know Christopher Boozy defended her and he became a target. He did. I mean, many, many times over. And especially after he appeared in the Harry and Meghan documentary. It is so many of these deranged sociopaths came after him. And we see it in real time every day. Harry takes a picture with someone and they go in writing article after article after article. Harry associates with somebody. They go in. And we all know what's going on with Tyler. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm just going to leave it right there. That is the reason why I hadn't even been talking about that. I am not going to breathe life into that because it all seems real sus to me. So I'm going to leave it there. But yes, this squatty goes on to say, the message is clear. Support Meghan Markle and we'll come for you too. The goal isn't just to hurt Meghan, it's to isolate her completely. That's all I'm going to say. Because we all know that is nothing except the truth. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And it's the Daily Fail. And it is on its usual BS. And it has another BS story as it does every Sunday. They have to come up with something about Harry and Meghan or Harry and Meghan to try to sell those rags over there, to try to get some eyeballs, to try to get some clicks. But it seems like it is getting more pathetic as time goes by. Like that pathetic story I talked about yesterday, saying that Meghan was copying Kate because she was on a swing. But here they are, even more pathetic than they were yesterday. Even more pitiful, even more desperate. I mean, the thirst is real over there because guess what these people have done? Guess what Fleet Street, who is supposed to be this powerhouse in journalism over there across the pond, guess what they have done? They sit around their table and came up with the idea to go and find the jam queen in the the jam queen of America. Yes, I kid you not. Evidently, we Americans have a jam queen. Little did I know that. But leave it to the Daily Fail to go and find her and had her to say some disparaging things about Meghan's spread. Tell me that rag has not hit the bottom. I mean, they have hit the bottom and started to dig. Because who in the world go and find the jam queen of America and interview her and absolutely post something, well, print something that is disparaging against Megan and her products, all because Megan continues to defy gravity in their eyes, that she somehow elevates herself above them where they cannot touch her. Because let me tell you, they try to pull her down, but they just cannot reach her. They can't. And they come up with nonsense stories like this, just BS stories. And the title of this BS story is America's Queen of Jam savages Meghan Markle's latest as ever fruit spread. There's no excuse for this. Yes, they are actually talking about Meghan's apricot spread and saying that this queen of jams is saying that Meghan's jam is just not up to par. I think I saw where they said it was runny. And my whole thoughts on this is, where did she get a jar of this? Has anybody received any of the jam as of yet? I don't think so. I mean, how can she form an opinion of a product that she does not have in her possession, that has not reached the first customer yet? How can she do that? It is the Daily Mail continuing to crash out because they cannot take the fact that Megan sold out on her second drop, that Megan is going to be successful, that Megan is never, ever, ever going to need that family for anything, and that Harry and Megan is never, ever, ever coming back, and they will never, ever get any kind of information when it comes to Harry and Meghan. So they are crashing out because they still have not been able to close the deal with the British public. They have not been able to make Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, the villain in their story. And they are crashing out. They are printing lie after lie after lie. Y'all know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when they pranked Victoria Arbiter and Dickie Arbiter and Richard Fitzwilliam and Ingrid Seward. Y'all remember that when they sit up there and pretend like they had saw the Oprah Winfrey interview prior to it ever being aired? This is the same kind of nonsense. The same kind, because how can this woman form an opinion about a spread that she has never ever received, saw, or taste? That's all I'm saying. But yet and still, here we are with this old bogus story that the Daily Fail had just created out of thin air. I mean, it is sad at this point. This rag has absolutely reached a new low. It is spiraling at this point. They are absolutely spiraling over there. They cannot take the fact that Harry and Meghan are absolutely the most successful royals that ever came out of that institution, and that the ones that are left behind does nothing but copy them. Harry and Meghan are global, and they let that slip through their fingers because they conspired with that family over there to perpetrate a smear campaign on Harry and Meghan, and it is not working. It has not worked. They have not been able to close the deal with the British public. And so now they're spiraling. They're coming out with all of these sad, weak stories. They know people are not swallowing their BS anymore. And I just love it for them. To me, watching them twist in the wind like this is entertainment. I'm loving it. All right, the squatty that came under this post said this. Never heard of her, but of course this toilet paper rag is as toxic as always. Where is the lie? Basically, just what I just said. They are absolutely twisting in the wind because of Harry and Meghan has served them up dust and has done nothing but be successful. And also, don't forget that the first of next year, Harry is going to be digging in the pockets of Lord Nappyhead. He's going to be all up in those pockets like he was with Murdoch. And I hope Harry just absolutely wrecks them because we all know that they're circling the drain. They have had to lay people off. Everybody over there is just struggling right now. And I love it for them. And I hope Harry digging in those pockets will help them to slip down the drain. Stop circling already. Go ahead on and slip on down it. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And of course, page 6 had to pick it up. Another Murdoch trash website. And it says Meghan Markle's runny apricot spread slammed by jam expert Donna Collins. There's no excuse for this. And my whole thing is, no, it's no excuse for this. It's no excuse to be judging somebody's product that you have never tasted, saw, or have experienced in your life. It is just ridiculous. These people, the level of desperation, I'm telling you, you can smell it on them. And this particular squatty that posted it said this. I didn't open this up, so I can only imagine the lies written to have the derangers lapping this story up like a hungry kitten and believing it. They really think that As Ever would ship to this supposed jam expert before anyone else. Please, exactly. This woman has never even tasted the jam. She hadn't even saw the jam except probably on Meghan's Instagram, on her post. I mean, this is ridiculous. And this squatty came up under this one and said this. There's nothing worse than a woman business owner who is demeaning another woman business owner's product. Or is the jam expert just jealous because Meghan's jam sells out and hers doesn't? I don't know. I don't even know what's going on here. But I think it is the saddest thing. These publications are so sad. And it has gotten so transparent at this point that they have a smear campaign against Meghan. And it's not working. And they keep doubling down and doubling down and doubling down. And it just continues not to work. It's sad at this point. It really is. That these trash publications are exposing themselves to the world. Everybody can see it. It's there for everyone to see that this is nothing but a coordinated smear campaign against a woman because she married a prince. Yes, that's it. And I just love it for them because the more they try to tear Meghan down, the more they tear themselves down. The more they expose themselves, the more they expose that family. It's a beautiful thing. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatter said, funny how the Derangers gave With Love Meghan 1 star before even it aired on Netflix. And now they're saying the new jam from As Ever tastes bad or is too runny when no one has even gotten it yet. Aren't they tired? Yes, aren't they tired? I mean, it is just ridiculous at this point. Like I said, it is comical to me. It's like watching a cartoon. They are cartoonish at this point. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and this particular squatty came under that post from the Daily Mail and said this: so many people try to get publicity by using Megan Sussex's name. I've never heard of this person, and it appears that she named herself the Queen of Jelly. Is it jelly or jam? But I digress. And he goes on to say, she appears to have backtracked and now wants to collaborate with Megan. Yeah, she posted something saying that she didn't know anything about what the Daily Mail had done, that it was all a surprise to her as well. This is what she posted. It says, Melissa, Texas, when your name unexpectedly appears alongside Meghan Markle in the Daily Mail, there are only two ways to respond: with a quiet dignity or with a dash of sparkle and a full-blown tea party. The founder of the Jelly Queens and hostess of Texas' most talked about tea event has chosen both. The Daily Mail's recent feature connected the Jelly Queen and Meghan Markle in a piece that raised a few eyebrows and a lot of teacups. I had no idea my week would include tea with the Duchess of Sussex in the tabloid, quipped the Jelly Queen. But if it means more people discover what we've created here in Texas, joy, connection, and world-class jam, then I am raising my pinky in thanks. And of course, we all know how much truth there is in the tabloids. And not that my opinion matters, but here is what I really think of the Duchess. Meghan Markle has always carried herself with grace under immense pressure, and any association, even if unexpected, is a beautiful reminder of how women everywhere can inspire through resilience and reinvention. I would be honored to collaborate with her on a product truly worthy of her brand. Now, to me, that sounds a little like she is playing both sides of the fence, meaning that I believe she absolutely talked to the Daily Fail. She did that. And then she decided, when she saw how Megan is so successful, she wanted to say, well, no, 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 no. The Duchess, how did she put it? That she has always carried herself with grace under immense pressure. But she never flat out denied that she gave this interview to the Daily Fail. And then on top of that, she said that she wanted to collaborate with Megan. Why would Megan want to collaborate with somebody who clearly is two-faced? I'm just saying, my opinion. Because I feel, my belief is that she talked to the Daily Fail. Now, she's saying that it was a surprise to her. I'm sure it was a surprise to her when the Daily Fail looked her up to pursue this agenda that they're on and to make her a part of it. I'm sure that part was a surprise. But she clearly knew that the Daily Fail had interviewed her and was going to use her name. Now, we all know the Daily Fail can twist things into, looking like it is something totally different than what you said. We all know that. But she did not flat out deny that she did not talk to them. So it's a little backtracking going on here. It's a little two-facing going on here. It's a little straddling the fence going on here. And all those qualities are not qualities that I admire. So if I was Megan, I would absolutely serve her up a plate of dust as she does with the Daily Fail every day. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and it is from Roy Nicka. And she has been up and down these internet streets all weekend talking about William and his reign and how he's going to change the monarchy and on and on and on like hot butter on popcorn. And I just find this so annoying. One reason why I find it so annoying is when Harry did his interview with the BBC after he lost his case for his security. He mentioned that he wanted reconciliation with his father because he did not know how long Charles III had to live. And they absolutely act as if he murdered a kitten. They absolutely grasped their imaginary pearls. They just did all of this, just flung themselves on the floor and everything and just feigned shock. Like they were just shocked that Harry would say such a thing. But yet and still William shows up week after week after week with the same story about how he's gonna modernize the monarchy and how when he becomes king, and everybody knows that in order for him to become king, Charles has to die. And his PR team is out here in these internet streets and in the regular streets talking about, openly talking about Charles's death and indicating that it might be soon, insinuating that it might be soon. But yet and still, when Harry made that statement, I'm telling you, they acted as if Harry had bit the head off of a bat like Ozzy Osbourne or something. It was crazy. But here William is openly talking about what he's going to do after his father's death, and they have no problem with it. This particular squatty said, ha 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 ha. Every Sunday, the same article about William Parker Bowles. Ha 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 ha. This isn't fake. It is the same article every Sunday. Ha 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 ha. You can't make this up every week. Ha 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 ha. Of course, he will cut off Harry if you haven't heard it for the 1000th time already. Exactly. Exactly. The same old story. And this is what she posted: how Prince William will reign and shake up the monarchy. The Prince of Wales is thinking a lot about how things will evolve, what he'll change, and what he'll do his way. As he turns 43, my definitive portrait of the next king. Yes, the same old, same old. Nothing new to see here. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And she also posted this saying, it used to be that the family stuff with Harry was taking up a lot of space in his head. It was a very close relationship. We know that's a lie. It never was close. It was all about William keeping his foot on Harry's neck. And then it goes on to say, and he was very upset. Yeah, because Harry was doing so good, that Harry has outpaced him at every turn, that Harry has a beautiful wife, beautiful home, and freedom from him. That is the reason why he was so upset. And also, Harry had spoke on what he had done to him. He wanted to keep that in silence. He wanted to abuse Harry and Meghan in silence, but that just didn't work out that way. And so, of course, he was upset about it. And who cares? And then she went on to say, but he's not letting it get to him at all anymore. All I can say to that is, yeah, right. Because we saw the crash out in real time when Harry did that BBC interview and he only mentioned his father and not William. He totally and completely crashed out. He was leaking stories to everybody US Weekly to Tom Thumbhead Sykes, all of them telling them that he was never going to forgive Harry anymore, and on and on and on. Just nonsense, just spewing nonsense at Harry, and Harry had never even spoken his name. He completely crashed out just because Harry did not acknowledge him when he said that he wanted to reconcile. Yes, so we're to believe that he is all over that. That it just don't occupy the space in his head anymore. Yeah, right. This Harry has been occupying space in this man's head since Harry was born. You can see it. You can see it on all of the old video reels. He has been jealous of Harry since the beginning, and it has never ever changed, and it never ever will change. And she goes on to say, it is a change. It's sad, but it's a much healthier space for him to be at. Yes, William has gone through some things. This is them saying that he has gone through some things. And I think a lot of it is with that alcohol. And ain't no telling what else he done went through. Because that statement, reading, when you read between the lines, that says a lot. Y'all tell me what y'all think that statement means. Saying it is a change, it's sad, but it's a much healthier space for him to be at. Yes, if you're going to be healthier, that means you had to be sick. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. This particular squatter reposted what Roy Nickel had said about William and said this. I mean, why hold on to unnecessary and illogical grudges when you have plenty of staffers, sleazy friends, tabloid rags, and stenographers masquerading as journalists on hand to do it for you? I'm just saying. Exactly. Exactly. And William will continue with this one-sided competition with Harry until his last breath. He is totally and completely obsessed with Harry. And because Harry has done all these things and been so successful and married the woman, the kind of woman he's married, and he's married to the kind of woman he's married to, he cannot let it go. He can't. And he actively copies everything that his brother does. So you tell me a man that does that is in a healthier place? I beg to differ. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And let me tell you, it is chef's kiss because it's nothing but the truth. This particular squatty said, every profile about the future king is about his younger brother. Exactly. They cannot do anything. They cannot write an article about those folks over there without mentioning Harry or Meghan or both. Every profile article, it mentions Harry in it. They cannot help themselves. And this particular squatter goes on to say, all of this to mask the fact that that man doesn't actually have a mission or plan. It's all about what he will do to, about, or what he feels, thinks about his brother and his wife and kids. The rest is fluff. Exactly. Basically the same old article reworked. William hadn't done anything. He has no accolades. Earthflop is a vanity project. That's all it is. Because if it wasn't, we would know more about it. I mean, even the attendees didn't even know what Earthflop was. Y'all remember when Heidi Klum got up there and just absolutely told the truth and said she had no idea what Earthflop was? She had never heard of it until they contacted her people about it. Yeah, she was there to get her check. So, I mean, what is it to write about? Every time he has a birthday, they scrounge around trying to find something to write about and end up writing about Harry, Meghan, and Harry and Meghan's family. It is ridiculous at this point, and it's so warmed over. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty is also commenting about something that was said in this article that Roy Nicka had wrote about William for his 43rd birthday. And this squatty said, I literally predicted this maybe 1 week ago. William and Kate will do F around, but come out for the big glamorous events. Meanwhile, Sophie and Edward will become the new workhorses of the family, required to do all of the bread and butter engagements as well as all the international travel. The cousins will be called upon to also do work, but they won't receive any stipend. Yes, this is what William is telling Roy Nicka, that pretty much Sophie and Edward is going to be indentured servants, that they are going to work them like a workhorse. And him and Kitty Cat is not going to do anything but just show up for the glitz and glamorous things. She is already setting that up because she is not showing up for anything. She'll do 2 engagements and then she'll pull the cancer card. I don't know how they feel like they're going to get away with this, because pretty much the people of Great Britain should revolt on this kind of nonsense. We're gonna have to run you almost $1 billion check every year, and all you're gonna do is show up for the trooping of the color. Is that it? And maybe the Christmas Carol. This is nonsense. And Paul Edward, he doesn't look like he is in the best of health. Think about that, facing that, knowing that they're going to work you until you can't be worked anymore. And you have to take it because you are dependent upon the crown. And the crown is your nephew. And Sophie, oh my God, Sophie, she was up there looking at Meghan, giving Meghan the side eye like she was better at the Queen's funeral. And now here she is trapped and has to work for her supper. And it is going to be hell on wheels. If she thinks that she's gonna have a good time, no. They gonna have her and Edward doing all of the grunt work. Yes, they are gonna do all of it. And they're just gonna show up for the good parts. All I can say is I hope Great Britain, the taxpayers, do not allow them to get away with this nonsense. Are y'all really going to allow them to get away with not doing anything and continue to run them $1 billion check? That is so hard for me to wrap my head around, that you would continue to run them $1 billion check and they do nothing, show up once or twice a year. Is that really going to happen? And if it does, all I can say to the taxpayers of Great Britain and of the UK is, suckers. Y'all are suckers, because this is a world-class grift disguised as a family wrapped up in a monarch. I'm telling you. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this showed up, I think it was in one of the Spanish magazines, maybe the French, I can't remember. But yeah, they are absolutely starting to say it out loud. I know the squatties have been saying this for a long time, saying that this right here, what we're seeing in real time, is the breakdown of a marriage. I know a lot of y'all be saying that the real Princess of Wales is Jason Knopf. But we all know y'all messy. So I digress. This particular squatty posted this, and look what it says. Kate Middleton and Prince William make it clear the relationship is broken. Family tensions within the family has reached a new level. Yes. Now this was published not over across the pond, but in one of the Spanish or French, I want to say it was in a Spanish newspaper or tabloid. But yes, and this particular squatter that posted it said this: who dare printed all of this truth? They don't know that Willie and Kate Middleton are untouchable. They didn't get the memo to swap Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex's name with the Wales. Is the Wales divorce news finally about to break? Meanwhile, as ever, keeps selling out within minutes. But yes, evidently they did not get the memo. But it is so obvious for anyone who has two eyes to see that there's something going on with William and Kate. It is more of a business relationship now. They are not a loving couple. They constantly stand separate from each other. And then when they pose with each other like they did for their anniversary picture, it is so stiff and unnatural. It is. So it is definitely something going on with this couple. And like I said, it to me, it seems like they have made a deal. They made a deal where Diana and Charles could not make a deal because Diana actually loved her husband and wanted a real marriage. Kate wants the crown. Always have. That has been the plot, the plan from the beginning that her and her mama hatched way back in middle school. Yes, so Kate is not going to move from this position. Number one, what can she do? She absolutely has no skills or anything. Kate's whole identity is wrapped up in this man, in William. And William need Kate because he need a beard. And I'm not talking about the one on his face. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is the picture that they posted for William's 43rd birthday. Yes, he's out here with the puppies. And they're saying that their dog had puppies, that these are her puppies. And let me tell you something. The minute I saw this picture right here, I said to myself, I don't believe that them puppies belong. I don't think them puppies really belong to their dog. I'm telling you, Kensington Palace is so deceptive that you cannot believe your own eyes. I don't believe it. I believe they went and found some puppies and absolutely said that that dog had puppies. That is my conspiracy theory because I just do not believe it. I don't. And like I said, it's a nice picture and it softens his image. One squatty said it got to the point where his children did not do it for him anymore. So now they done went and got a dog, got the dogs and got puppies. And I must say, those are some very cute puppies. I am a dog lover. So yes, it's a very cute picture. But one squatty said, I can't believe he put his forehead, they put his bald head out there for everyone to see right up front. I'm telling you, the squatties absolutely had no sympathy. I'm the only one who thought it was a nice picture. I think it's a nice picture, and it does soften him. But I don't believe them puppies is his dogs. I think they rented them puppies. Because we all know you can't trust nothing coming out of Kensington Palace. You cannot. They are North Korea wrapped up in Russia, wrapped up in propaganda. So that is the reason why I don't believe these puppies actually is their dog's puppies. They might not even exist. These might be AI puppies. I am just saying, I'm very suspicious of the puppies. I'm just saying, but nice picture. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And they have started the nonsense surrounding Invictus already, trying to paint Invictus as some kind of place where they're going to have some kind of family reunion and everybody's going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Harry, William, and Charles. It is the most stupid thing. And of course, we could not expect anything less from the fail. And this is the article that they wrote about it, talking about Prince Harry Willick. Listen to this now. Exclusive. Prince Harry will extend a olive branch to King Charles and Prince William by inviting them to the next Invictus Games. But finals is set to clash with Queen's 80th birthday. Now, what kind of nonsense is that? I mean, it is just so stupid. And then this particular squatty said, last sentence of the article, look down there, it says, a spokesman for Invictus said, no formal invitations have been issued as preparations are in the earliest stage. So, this was all made up. And they had to put that last sentence in there to pretty much just disregard everything that they had said prior. Talking about exclusive, Prince Harry will extend an olive branch. All I can say to that is this. I don't know where that olive tree is with all these branches on it, but I want to know where it is because I am going to take a saw and saw it down. I am so sick of hearing about this olive tree and these olive branches. It is ridiculous. This particular squatty said this. Why are you lot so dumb? It's not Harry saying that. It's the tabloids doing clickbait. Stop reading a headline and having it as a fact because the article, like one squatty shared, has the last sentence, which made it obviously they made it all up. Like they have done everything. They have made up all these crazy articles. And now they done went back and drug out that olive branch, that olive tree again with all those branches. We are sick of the tree and we don't want to see any of its branches. And this is why I did not want Invictus to be in Birmingham because I knew it was going to be like this. They are taking the focus off the athletes already and talking about some kind of reunion. I cannot with these people. This is going to be a nightmare. I don't know who chose Birmingham for 2027, but it was such a huge mistake. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And I have saw several posts about this, about these deranged old, ugly old, tore down, evil, dusty, bitter hags trying to sabotage Megan's drop on Friday. Meaning that they would go in there and put a whole lot of things, a whole lot of items in their cart and not check out, thinking with their favorite minds that that somehow was going to stop that product from being sold, not knowing that just because you put something in your shopping cart does not mean that that item is on hold. But let's not forget who we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with rocket scientists here. We are dealing with absolutely just the bottom feeders of this society. Someone who has lost their way, someone who the society and time has left behind, and they have nothing left but to sit in their basement and talk all manner of nonsense about a woman that they don't even know, hate on a woman that they don't even know, try to sabotage someone's business that they don't even know because they don't like her because she married a prince and they did not. They somehow think she doesn't deserve her life because they don't have it. These are the kind of people we're dealing with. So we should not be surprised that they will pull some nonsense like this. And this is what one of these old fevered-minded old toads had to say. The only item available were these items below. The limited ones was max of 6 items per customer. I popped them in my basket and just left them sitting there. She is a master of manipulation and a fraud of the highest order. I had no intention of buying her tacky tat. Yes, yes, yes. These old hags that time has forgotten really thought that they were doing something. They really thought that they were running a game on Megan. They thought they had the ability to outsmart her. They really, really thought that they were really doing something that was going to hurt a woman that they don't even know. I mean, can you imagine the psychology behind these people to try to do this to hurt someone that they don't even know? That has not done a thing to them, but yet and still calling her a master manipulator and a fraud of the highest order. Now, this is the same people who are on Megan's website being a fraud of the highest order, trying to sabotage her business and pretending like they're going to buy something when they're not. Who is really the fraud here? Who is it? Because it's definitely not Megan. It is these absolute crazy, crazy, deranged toadies. These absolute smelly old skanks who have nothing better to do than to hate on a woman because she married a prince and they did not. I just feel like this is right on brand for these ugly old hags and all of these old skanks because they are evil like this. And Megan has absolutely shown them up for exactly who they are. Yes, they thought they were going to run over there to As Ever and cause havoc within her business. And Megan said, no, if you're not going to buy them, we're going to snatch them right out of your shopping cart, you dumb. I won't say the rest. I will not say the rest because we all know how YouTube is. But yes, they did that. And this particular squatty said, there is one who claims she put 100 jars of jam in her cart and the plan wasn't to buy but to hold the product so Megan doesn't sell anything, not knowing that unless it's paid off it doesn't stay a second in your cart. The Rangers are dumb. And then one squatty came up under there and said, absolute morons. I guess the moral of this story is, what does Nene Leak say? You can't win playing dirty. And they absolutely did not win playing dirty. I mean, so stupid. I love this for them. I really, really do. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up and look like William is going to torture us with a 6-part docuseries. It says Prince William launches new docuseries highlighting the vital work of Rangers as guardians of our planet. Now, he know is nobody going to watch that because nobody watched his documentary about homelessness. Nobody watched his documentary about Earthflop. What do he think that a 6-part documentary people are going to watch him talking about something that he has just found some interest in. I mean, it is unreal to me how these people just want to copy so hard. Harry has done documentaries, but it is about stuff that he is interested in, like mental health, like polo, not something that you just absolutely just glom onto and try to force feed down the people's gullets about some nonsense just because you want to try to outdo your brother. This is all about Harry. It is. And him, and we all know, even y'all remember, even the horse had a documentary. Charles, I mean, every one of them has had a documentary over there, and everyone has done nothing but flippity flop. But then Big Back Becky want to pretend like Harry and Meghan's deal with Netflix has flopped. No, if you really want to see some flops like pancakes, you need to look to those left behinds, because the numbers do not lie. And every documentary, Williams, Charles, the horse. Now, I don't think Kitty Cat has had a documentary, because we all know she can't string together 3 sentences, much less put together an hour worth of conversation. But I digress. Everyone has flippity flopped, but they keep going on. Why? Because of Harry and Meghan's success. They don't know what to do except to copy, because they have no ideas. And here they are. The poor people of Great Britain is going to have to suffer through 6 whole hours of nonsense that they have pulled together for William to have some kind of purpose in his life. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. And this particular squatty said, I am glad Meghan has real fans, and thus the difference between Sussex Squad and the bots and keyboard warriors the leftovers have. The Sussex Squad show up for Meghan. The bots only exist on the internet, thus why the leftovers engagements are dry and real beings doesn't show up like when Big Liz was alive. Where is the lie? And this is the reason why all these documentaries that they are putting on with Charles and William and the horse, why they flippity flop. Because they absolutely started to believe their own taint. They were smelling their own taint, meaning that they really thought these bots were real people. These are bots that you have hired, your PR team hired to present as real people. But when the barrier poll comes out, then they can't show up. When your documentary is aired, they can't show up. And that is the reason why Meghan is successful, because Meghan have real fans, real human beings who follow her and support her, not bots. And that is the reason why they so amazed, because we all know, and I have said it time and time again, that a lot of these hate channels here on the YouTube is fed by bots. That is the way that they pay them. They're not real people. They cannot show up. They cannot watch your, documentaries, and they cannot show up at the Trooping of the Color. So I'm just saying, Meghan has real fans that always show up for her. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and another video popped up from the Royal Ascot, and boy, they were duking it out. This is a whole different fight from the one I posted last night. Yes, they are doing all of this fighting at the Royal Ascot. What is going on here? I thought this was supposed to be the upper crust, the most civilized bunch of them all. And they are just trash individuals. And the king was there, and these folks was absolutely duking it out. What is it? Are they blaming it on the alcohol? Is that what they're doing? Because I have never saw anything like it. How many fights were there at Royal Ascot this year? That is the question that needs to be asked. But like this squatty said, meanwhile at Royal Ascot, they did a little wobbling up. Yes, another fight. How trashy. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this has nothing to do with Harry or Meghan or that family across the pond, nothing to do with the flying monkeys or the ugly old hags or the smelly skanks. It has everything to do with me finding something on these internet streets that I just want to share with y'all. And this person had posted this, and it said, the fact that Keith Richards and Willie Nelson have outlived Richard Simmons has me rethinking this whole healthy diet and exercise thing. What y'all think about that? I hadn't even thought about that. Because I think Keith Richards is, well, close to 90. And we all know that Willie Nelson, I think, is 92, and he's still doing shows. And Richard Simmons, I think, was in his 70s or so, and he is long gone. Something to think about. And the person who posted this said, me too. Should we rethink this whole thing? I don't know, but definitely something to think about. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.